The school year is winding down, but district leaders all across Northeast Ohio are already planning for the next school year and facing big budget cuts. That includes Cleveland schools. And this morning, Danita is joined by CMSD's CEO. Hi, Danita.
Hi, Dave. I certainly am. Cleveland schools, they've been making some big headlines since they announced that 400 staff members would be laid off next year, including 146 teachers. And since then, they worked out a plan with the teachers union to bring back 60 of those teachers for 1 year. And it's all to avoid running out of money by the year 2028. And that's the very tough job CEO Dr. Warren Morgan has been working on. And he joins me this morning. And Dr. Morgan, you've been in the storm. That's all I'm gonna say. You've been in the storm. You know, so many people really upset about the layoffs. You've heard from teachers, you've heard from students and community members. But let's put the facts on the table. You are losing $157 million that you were expecting for the upcoming school year when it comes to state funding. That was the problem on the table.
Yeah, it definitely was. And when I think about this, I'm wrapping up my third year as a CEO, and each year we've had challenges really with our finances. When I inherited the system, we were in fiscal precaution. We exited fiscal precaution, but all of these measures is to make sure we have a financially stable district. But also what I love about our plan is we're able to give our scholars more while also reducing our expenses.
So people may be wondering, you know, the Cleveland schools, they passed the 2 levies, but that still wasn't enough. Talk about that.
Yeah, so the one levy that you're referring to in 2020, so that was prior to receiving federal COVID relief dollars. And then the reason why the levy I put forth in 2024, and it was our first ever combined bond and operating levy, it was because we lost all of those COVID relief dollars. That was $500 million. And so we needed to put more money in the system, but then it still wasn't enough. And when you think about our enrollment, which we are not the only system, not the only system in the state, but definitely not the only system in the country that is seeing dramatic enrollment declines. We've seen an over 50% decline in our enrollment in 20 years. And there's even more research coming out that's showing urban cities losing population at an exponential rate since the pandemic.
And that does impact the schools.
It totally does, because that's the way we get our funding.
Right. And not just cutting people's jobs, but you've had to consolidate schools. That's also a very tough decision, especially when you talk about Glenville and Collinwood. That's a hot one.
It totally is. You know, at the end of this school year, which we wrap up, we have about a week before this school year ends. 29 of our schools will end instruction at the end of this year, which is always a tough decision. But as I mentioned, through our Building Brighter Futures plan, by actually consolidating our resources, we'll be able to give our scholars more. We'll be able to have 100% of our high schools having college credit and career pathways in the fall. And that's something we didn't have before. Only 59% of our schools had career pathways. And 100% of our elementary schools will have enrichment programs like Algebra 1, band, foreign language, and only 38% had that this year. And so, that's the part I want our community to focus on, because though it is really tough to lose schools, to lose staff members, we have been leaving generations of kids behind, and Building Brighter Futures is the step to ensure access and opportunity in our system.
Well, I want you to address something that people are saying as well. You've been with July to be 3 years with Cleveland schools. You didn't take raises before. We were in trouble. You didn't take any raises. Last summer you took a raise. Will you be taking another raise coming up?
Well, that's up to the board. I know, when it comes to some of the decisions I'm making with our cabinet, we're not doing that this year. And so, we didn't do it in the first year. And what a lot of people don't realize is that everyone else in the system has received raises every year. So everyone else in the system, 4% raise in the first year, a 2% raise last year, and a 3% raise everyone's going to get this year. But senior leadership, well, not senior leadership, I should say executive leadership will not.
I'm going to ask you this personal question. You are the head of this school district. All this stuff has happened. How do you personally deal with, I hate that I had to make this decision, but it had to be done because you want what's best for the students, but you know it's not, it's going to rub some people the wrong way. How do you do that personally? How do you manage that?
You know, it is really tough because, when you are needing to make these really tough decisions, you have to stand true to the decision, but at the same time lead with empathy, lead with listening, and lead with courage at the same time. And that is a tough balance, because I hear the challenges in the community. I hear some of the challenges that we hear from our scholars. But what keeps me focused is thinking about our scholars, who many of them remind me of myself, and thinking about the education experience I had growing up. I know that we're preparing something better and stronger for them. So despite all the noise sometimes, despite the personal criticism, the attacks, I have to stay focused on providing the best and brightest future for our scholars. And you know, it may be something I may not hear in the near term. I may not hear it, you know, in my duration of being the Cleveland CEO. But when I know that we are providing a stronger education that will impact generations for futures, you know, for future generations to come, that is something that gives me hope. It is what keeps me going, and that's what I'm motivated by.
And you know what? And that's what you're going to have to stick to keep on going. You know, Dr. Warren Morgan, just thank you for being here today.
Thank you
I
so much.
enjoy talking to you and hear how the wheels are going in your head all the time. I love to hear what you have to say.
I appreciate you
Thank
so much.
Thank you very much. All right, Dave, there you have it.
Yes.
CMSD CEO, he has spoken, so let it be written, so let it be done.
Absolutely. Very important interview.
Yeah.
Danita, thank you.